Hello drone racers, this is the Bugs 2 FPV edition. I reviewed the non-FPV version not long ago, but this one now has come and I want to test it out to see how far I can go and if it will keep me from losing it the way I lost the last one. Now I'm pretty shocked just because it's just staying there pretty close, and as I say that it goes off to hit my grill. We're not going to be able to test full range today, but we're going to do some flights around because this thing is on sale right now for $175, and that seems like a steal. We're doing this review completely backwards of how we normally do because the first thing we want to do is see the flight test. We have the drone in place, we have 16 GPS satellites locked in, we have no altitude, no distance from the takeoff point because it's still on the ground. We have a decent battery and we have Wi-Fi, so we're going to do a range test just to start out with, and that's normally how we end. Press the red button, that'll start the prop spinning, and then we lift up and it will just sit here pretty much. We'll get it a little further away from me, but it locks in pretty well within, say, 3 feet. I find it kind of hovers and bobbles around. Not too bad. So then we have good Wi-Fi, and what's amazing with this is it's 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and it has locked in. I've got my iPhone 7 here. Now normally we've done tests like this before. We're going to gain a little altitude just to make sure we're clear, and we're at about 7 meters now, 36 meters away, and I can just leave it, which we normally review racing drones here. This is not an option with those, so that just has me shocked, and it's pretty awesome. So I've got it here, and this is about the range. You can see it over there. I usually, when I'm reviewing the cheaper $30, $50 Wi-Fi drones, I lose video about here. So this should be much better theoretically though, because it's 5 gigahertz. I don't know which devices will be best to do this with. So there we're breaking up just a little bit, but is it coming back? There we go. So it's not completely 100% smooth. It breaks up just a little bit. You can see it down there. It's over by the trees almost. I'm at about 150 meters now though, so that's pretty good. And honestly with these, you really don't need to fly them much further than that. So there, I'm right at 200 meters and I still have video. It's a little shaky, but it still works. So at full speed, I wouldn't be comfortable with it at all. But here, I've got my drone 200 meters away. It's a little red dot over there, and it's just fine. So now what I want to do is, say I couldn't see it, I can. If I hit return to home, the button right here, what's going to happen? So hopefully it comes back toward me, and hopefully I maintain FPV video the whole time. So there I can see it. I don't see it. There it is. So there it's coming back, right at me, right at my spot, and I've got good video for it. So hey, look, it maintained what it was supposed to do. Good video. It gained enough altitude to make sure it cleared the houses. It went up to 15 meters, and then it will go above the spot that it took off from and just sit there, which is good because if you're at this point, you can tell where it is and you can turn off return to home. But if for some reason you're not available to control it from here, it will sit there for a minute and then it'll start coming down. Now it's going to come down off just a little. So you still have control over it while it's coming down, so I can get it to land exactly where I want. Honestly, that's the first time. Every other time I've tested this, it landed on the dead spot that I took off from. So I'm thinking it probably needs calibrated at the spot where I took off from, and there should be a key sequence for that we will take a look at later. One of the things I didn't mention is it's not only an FPV camera, you also have a camera button here to take a picture, or you hold down the button and now we're recording video. So now if we do the same thing and take off, we'll have full video sight while we fly it around. So I can fly it around line of sight, which will be nice. This does not have a gimbal, but as I mentioned, it's only $175. It's super duper cheap for what it is. So there I've got a good video set, and if I want to take video of the kids playing on the swing set, I could do that without a problem. It shows me it is recording video, and it's recording to an internal SD card. And here it's nice, I've got it above the kids, and if I want to, say, record somebody playing, there she is. And she's gonna wave at the camera. So it gains pretty good video, and it's got a good altitude available for it too. So I'm not going to take it too high here, and I'm not doing a full range test because this is not a good location that I want to test. I'm in the city here, but out in the country you can go where you want. Now it's beeping at me because I've got a lower voltage on the drone. There it is, way up there. So it went ahead and came back for me while I was continuing to record, and then I can turn off my video. So at a certain point it will automatically return to home after the battery gets even lower. So right now it's just kind of warning me that it's a low battery, but it's not complaining too much. After a certain point it'll say, nope, I'm done. It will come back and it will land no matter what you're trying to do. I've got a couple options. So I've got GPS enabled here. If I want to turn off GPS lock, I can do that. And now you'll see there it's roaming around a lot more like a standard traditional drone. I turn that back on and it will lock in place. So if you don't want the GPS control and lock, you can do that. You can turn it on and off. I also have headless mode. So headless mode will let me turn this switch. And normally when you press the nose, it goes toward the nose. But now what it will do is know what direction it's facing. And when I press the controls based off of when it took off, no matter which way I'm facing, the controls will make it go the direction I've got. So if I push away, it'll go away. If I push back, it'll come back. After racing so long, I need it to be nose in and have nose control. But it's nice for people who don't want that. They have that option to enable headless mode. What I'm going to do next, since I can't do a full-on range test this time, I am going to bring it back, recharge the battery, and we're going to see how long it will fly for. Okay, now to get it in the air, it's pretty easy. First you take your battery here, which you have charged, and just pop it in the back, and it will beep at you a little bit. You turn on your radio and it will connect. I've already bound it. The first time you hold down this lock button while you turn it on, and that'll get it connected. So now this just beeped. Hopefully you could hear that. That means it's started picking up signals. And then you take this and turn it in a circle about 3 times. And then the lights on the bottom will start flashing green. And then you take it and you turn it with it nose down and turn it this way until the lights change again. Now the lights changed again. Now you can set it up and you're ready to go. And there I have 14 GPS satellites, so that's good enough for me. It's a simple remote, but the display is nice. Being able to see how far away you are on the display and how high you are especially has been very, very handy. As soon as this arrived, I moved it to the absolute front of my review list, mainly because of the discount that Banggood is having on it right now. I'd wanted something like this for a while, and after reviewing the other one, I wanted FPV, and this one's actually cheaper than that. It retails for $234, which seems a little bit high. There's a lot of competition right now, but with the discount that they're having, $175, I paid $188 for it. But as of tonight, you can get it for $175, and I imagine at that price, these are going to go really fast. So I wanted to get this posted as quickly as possible. If you've been wanting something like this, where you're not worried about a gimbal, this is not going to be a professional drone. No, this doesn't do everything that a Phantom does, but it's, what, a quarter of the price? I would basically say this is an exceptionally good toy class drone. But I can't wait to have the chance to take it out in the country where I can really stretch its legs. It says it has a 2-kilometer range. I want to find out. It says the video will work up to half a kilometer. Again, I want to find out. I don't think the iPhone 7's Wi-Fi is good enough to handle this, which pains me because I'm an iPhone guy. But if this is the kind of thing you've been looking for, now is a great time to do it. And I managed to review it without losing it. I simply couldn't have flown the other one the way I did here out to 200 meters in the city without the FPV. Now inside the box you get a number of things. You get the drone itself, and I have the red one. These are brushless motors on here, so they should last a good long time. It did come with the props installed, and it came with a spare set of props, which is nice because this type of props have always seemed very durable. They flex a lot, so they don't seem to break. I imagine these are probably good for just about anything you're gonna run into. The battery is a 2S 1800 milliamps 25C battery. It got just a little warm running it, but it was fine. Has an XT30 connector on it and a 2S balance connector, so it's nice. It actually connects and charges off the balance connector. You can charge it with any charger that you've got if you have other higher performance chargers. I priced additional batteries and they seemed really reasonable. I think it was about $15, so that seemed really nice. I will probably get a couple extras if I end up flying this one around a lot. I did have a problem with the charger. There are 3 different chargers that it may come with. There's this one, which is just a wall plug and a balance connector on it. But you'll notice that is not an American connection. So this shipped to America, but that is not going to plug in. This is removable, so if you get one, it might come with a different connector on it, depending on where you are and what you need. In my case, I had this adapter available from some other things that I had, so I just grabbed it and it connects in and it works. So I got lucky, I was able to connect it. The first one of these I got came with a totally different type of charger. It was ready to go for America, so that wasn't a problem. So just be warned, you might get a European charger and you may need an adapter for it, but considering the discount this thing is at, it's worth it. Get some stickers and a Wi-Fi selection guide and a user manual. There's also a quick start guide, which I seem to have lost. So this covers all the specifics that you need in order to get it going, but really the quick start guide is good enough that I've not read this yet. The radio comes with a clip that actually clips onto the antenna here. You pull this little piece here and it'll slide off like that, and there's a little clip. So if you can't get this to slide on, it's probably because it's upside down. Just flip it over and it'll flip on. And then I have to take my iPhone out of its charging case in order to fit it in here. But then once I do, it holds in place pretty well. After getting the last GPS drone, I kind of realized how cool they are. So I've got a couple others coming to look at as options too. If you want to see, I'm going to be reviewing a few more, and I have some plans that I want to do with various levels of them. Also, I'm going to end up with 3 or 4 of them, which I'm not going to need. So look for one of these in a giveaway. Maybe not this one specifically, depending on whichever one I don't decide to keep is probably going to go in the giveaway, and probably a couple of them. And one of them will definitely go to my subscribers on Patreon, so check out that link if you'd like to. But if you found this useful, leave a like down below, subscribe so you can see all the additional videos. I try and do 4 a week. I actually got a bonus in this week because I had a quick update. Once Patreon gets big enough, we're going to increase that even more. And until next time, remember, FPV really helps you know where your drone's going.